Hello, it's Thursday? No, it's not. It's Friday morning and I didn't do a video last night. We had a friend over to play video games and time got away from me, and I know this is not an excuse. And yes, Mike is probably going to want to make me do a punishment video for this one. I have no pass, so therefore I really should have had a video up yesterday and I did not. So if you want to give Mike some suggestions on what my punishment video should be, you can always let him know. If not, he'll probably just choose the worst thing that he can think of. Anyway, today's video is going to be about a new game that we just got called Mice and Mystics. Now, I've been wanting this game for a very long time now. I was scrolling around on BoardGameGeek.com and I found the description. It ranked 71st out of the top 100 board games as ranked by people who actually play them. So that's a pretty good ranking right there. It's a neat little game. It's from Plaid Hat Games, which is kind of a smaller company, so that's why I had problems finding it. They don't do a lot of production, so what they do give out is pretty special. I finally found it at our local friendly neighborhood game store, and I was so happy. I think I was hyperventilating. I was so happy that I found it. It's a board game that is very heavily story-based and strategy-based, but it also has a large element of luck to it because there is a lot of dice rolling as well. What the story is roughly about is you're loyalists to the king, and there's this evil queen who's come in, totally manipulated him, and all of a sudden he gets sick and he's dying, but the queen has taken over and she's just making things horrible for everyone. Now, what happens is, to escape the dungeon, to get out and away from the queen and the castle, we get turned into mice, and this is irreversible. We can't go back into humans, which kind of sucks, but we're these little mice, so not only are we dealing with, you know, the enormity of the castle and how to get out of it, we're now dealing with centipedes and roaches and rats and cats and all these other things. And it's really an interesting dynamic to the game. There is an entire storybook. You play by chapters. We've just recently finished chapter 2, and there is a very, like I said, a very heavy story element. So there is a whole prologue just kind of getting you into the story, and then each chapter has a little mission essentially that you have to do, and you set up the board the way they tell you. So it's kind of got a little bit of a Mansions of Madness feel as well, just due to the fact that you have these different boards and different setups and different storylines. But in this one, it all flows together. There are 11 chapters, so it is quite a bit to get through, and I'm looking forward to keeping on going. I used to read the Redwall books when I was younger in elementary school and junior high, and it's kind of the same feel. Like, it's mice, but you know, they're badasses. They have swords and shields and magic, and they have little bows and arrows, which is adorable. We just got the character called Lily, and she is a complete badass. She is not a castle mouse. She's from the city outside the castle that obviously our main heroes, being freshly mice, never knew about. And she's an archer, and she has some pretty special talents and skills. You do get these little cards telling you what your special skills are. Like, sometimes you get extra dice, you get starting equipment, you can pick up equipment on the way. So it is a very versatile game, and I'm really enjoying it. We started playing it with my mom, and she basically told us, and my mom isn't really into board games, but we've been kind of through like Pandemic and Ticket to Ride and Elder Signs, we've been kind of introducing her to them, and basically we've been telling her that she has to play. But this one she's really gotten into, and she told us that our little campaign that we have going on, we can't play it without her. We have to start back at the beginning if we decide to play with anyone else. So that's really interesting. I really like the dynamic of the game. Yeah, so I guess that's my time for the week. Again, punishment video probably upcoming, maybe my next video, I don't know. We'll see what Mike has to say about that. Mice and Mystics, great game. Looking forward to playing it a lot more, and this is a logical stopping point.